I've got a problematic relationship behavior for you to avoid.
Let's hear it.
You ever heard of fexting?
Fexting.
Yeah, you ever fext?
I don't think so. I don't know what that is. It
That's
sounds
good.
like. Can I guess first? I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Fexting is like fake texting.
Fake texting.
That's what I came up with.
What does that mean?
I don't know, because that's the first thing I came up with.
That's not what it is.
Is it? That's all I've got for now.
That is not what it is. When you hear what it is, it'll be
Make
very
more
obvious.
sense?
But I'm glad to hear that you haven't fexed before. Fexting is where you fight over texts.
Well, everybody's done that.
Everybody's done that, even you. But it's something to avoid. And the reason that some relationship experts are calling this out is because it just makes a lot of sense that if you're gonna fight, that's something you need to do in person. Because what is one of the major problems, and I know I've definitely experienced this. I'm sure probably everybody has, that when you get into a fight over text, sometimes the fight starts without even being a fight, because over text there's not tone. You know what I mean? You can say something perfectly innocent, but if the other person reads it in a way where they want to be upset, or where they read it a different way than you wrote it, then that leads to a fight. And then all of a sudden, everything you say sounds mean. And that's not, even though that isn't what you intend at all.
That is true.
That's all true. On top of that, you also, according to these relationship experts, you can't just ignore the other person either, though. Because that would be the next thing, right? Well, if they want to fext, if they want to think that I said something rude, even though I didn't say something rude, I just typed something normal and it seemed rude, you just can't ignore them either. You need to try to diffuse things and say, hey, let's hash this out in person.
See, this is what you need to know about fighting over text that I would say.
Yeah.
Because for texting or whatever, I think we're all very, very aware that texting and whatnot is not the best mode of conversation.
It's not
the best way to portray something, like Hudson said. But I think more so is there's certain people that over text are going to act completely different in a fight than they are in person. There's people that over the phone, if they're texting, they're going to be a lot stronger than they may be in person. If you get them face to face,
that's a good point.
They're not going to say the things face to face that they're going to say to you over text. They may crumble face to face, where others of us, including myself, are better at fighting in person. I think I'm not much of a, if I'm in a conversation with a girl I'm talking to, a girl I'm dating, I'm not gonna fight over text, not because I think my message is gonna get misconstrued, but simply because I'm a better arguer in person.
You think you have a better chance of winning?
I'm gonna lose the fight if I do it over text, but if I do it in person, I'm for sure gonna win the fight. That's how it's gonna go, and I'll be able to portray it in a way to where I don't seem like such a jerk. I think exactly. I can make it to where at the end of it, we're in a better place. If you fight over text, there's no way you're not going to fight in person. Like, it's coming. There's no way anything ever gets solved fighting over text. But in person, you can actually solve something.
Man, that is true. Sometimes for me in relationships, like you would, you get into a little fexting situation. And then, well, you know what never happens? You go home to see the person.
You're like, hey.
And they're like, hey, everything's cool.
What's going on?
Yeah, I made you dinner.
So if you want to fight twice, you should text fight first. And then you can see each other later on, and then you can fight again. But if you only want to fight one time, then you should just do it in person, I think.
So here's what you can take away from this is watch how you interpret texts that you receive.
Yeah.
Don't come into them with an angry mind.
But if you are a bad fighter in person, then you should just text and
keep
fight.
on texting.
If you like that video, there's a ton more. Go check out our past videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.